Morning. Well, this morning I've decided to come down to Viking Bay in Broadstairs and try and capture a sunset again. It looks like a nice clear sky at the moment. There is just some colour starting to appear on the horizon. I'm hoping that it's going to be a nice sunset. Sunrise, that's how early it is. I decided to come down today because I noticed, looking through my images the other day, that it was exactly 1 year to the day that I came down to do a sunrise at Viking Bay a year ago today. So I thought I was off, why not come down and have another go and see if I can manage to get any better images than I did then. If I recall, it wasn't the best sunrise, so hopefully we should be in for some colour this morning. I'm just now looking for a composition. It's now 6:20 in the morning. Sunrise is actually 6:49, so I've got a little while yet. I'm just walking down to the beach and you can see the tide is actually out at the moment, and you get this lovely wet sand which is quite reflective, and I'm hoping that if we get a nice colour that'll be reflected in this sand. So I'm going to try and find some sort of foreground and see if I can use that wet sand in a composition and try and get a nice image. Now this is a little tip that I picked up from watching Thomas Heaton when he was photographing on the beach. You see this wet sand is quite loose and moves quite a lot, and if you was just to put your tripod straight on it, eventually it would sink, and if you're doing long exposures, that's going to end up showing in your image. So what he did was actually use 3 CDs and put a CD on each foot, which obviously gives a larger surface area to the tripod and prevents it from sinking into the sand, which I thought was a great idea, and it's something now that I keep in my camera bag, just 3 CDs for exactly this kind of situation. Works really well. Right, what I've got here is the tripod set really low to the ground using the 3 CD technique on the feet. It's ISO 100 f11 for 2.5 seconds using a 3-stop soft grad to control the sky, and I'll put the image up on the screen for you now. Well, this next shot, the second composition I found, is using like the rock pool, or the little man-made pool that they've got here at Broadstairs Beach, Viking Bay. Obviously when the tide goes out, it leaves seawater in this pool. It is a little bit breezy this morning, so it is a bit ripply on the water, but I've managed to get it composed with, again, the 3-stop soft ND grad, which gives me an exposure time of 2 seconds at f11 at ISO 100, so it does smooth out the ripples on the water. Not a lot of colour in the sky at the moment, so that may end up black and white, I'm not sure yet, but however it ends up, I'll put that one up on the screen for you now. Time now is 6:45 and sunrise is actually 6:49, but you can see here where the sun is due to rise, which is just to the right of this marker. I think the sun should rise here somewhere. There's a nice bank of cloud on the horizon as usual, so we may have to wait a little bit longer for the sun to get above that cloud for any colour, but we'll wait. Well, the sun has now appeared above the clouds. I've managed to get a shot of the sun just coming up above the clouds there. I'm still using the 3-stop soft ND grad. It's given me an exposure of f11 at a 60th of a second. I'm not overly keen on the composition, but it's just a nice shot of the sun rising. I found another composition I quite like, looking across Viking Bay now that the sun is actually up. This is ISO 100 f11 for a 1/5 of a second, and again that's with the 3-stop soft ND, just to try and control that sky a bit, but it's quite a nice scene. I quite like the reflection from the wet sand. It's quite an iconic shot for the Thanet area. There are worse ways to spend the morning. Well, that's it for sunrise this morning. I think we've had the best of the light now. Managed to get 2 or 3 images that, while they're not portfolio worthy, they're quite nice. And it's still quite a nice way to spend the morning, just watching another day coming. I don't know how they compare to this time last year. Like I say, it's exactly a year to the day that I came down to this location and tried to shoot sunrise then. So I'll put the image that I got last year on the screen, and probably the best of the images that I got this morning, and just see how they compare with a year apart. I hope you like the vlog. If you haven't subscribed and you like the content, I'd appreciate it if you considered subscribing, or even hit the thumbs up button. I'll share it even better on social media. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.